change my background into something decent before I did this. Well, no. I mean, like, it was just, like, super bland. It wasn't anything crazy. Into something decent before I did this. Well, no. I mean, like, it was just, like, super bland. It wasn't anything crazy. Oh, you can just say it. Holy crap. It's about, I don't know, I think it's around midnight in New York right now. Ooh. Well, I hope you guys fun. Yeah, no. No. It's actually the main shooter is dead, but I think it was something around like 14 overall injured and 5 dead. Last I checked. Um, the they ended up sending. Okay. Yeah, but I believe it was something around along the lines of what was it? Hmm.
All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that, folks. We had a little bit of fussies over here. You may or may not have noticed. Okay, so as I said, it's a little after 9 o'clock on the left coast. Uh, Whack job with a sniper rifle and a bunch of other folks running around in Dallas. I think it was. Killed a bunch of people. Not a great start. Not a great start for anybody's weekend.
Yep.
Now,
Oh, the shooter is definitely not alive
is
anymore.
he? Okay, they did actually manage to make him not breathing. Okay, so
They sent a drone up strapped with explosives and blew him up.
well, that's one way to handle it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's necessarily the best way, but hey, it did work. So I suppose we're not gonna I'm not gonna argue with that all that much.
Yeah. I mean, it was. I think they now don't quote me on this because I'm not quite sure, but I believe they said he was ex-military. The guy who was firing.
I would not be surprised if you were a Marine or Army sniper. I've seen some Navy snipers, and they tend to, yeah. Anyway, in other news, last night's live stream of Humans Fall Flat and Other Annoying Nonsense turned into an interesting little quandary this afternoon. Someone claiming to be the developer by way of his name decided he was going to leave a trolling message suggesting that I have absolutely no honor whatsoever because I'd broken an embargo. One, that's not actually his job to do, that's the publisher's job to get on me about that. Uh, and two, even if it were his job to do that, his account was a complete fake. So, for those of you who are going to do YouTube news reviews, game footage, and all that sort of nice thing, you might if you're getting games from publishers, contact the publisher before you whip out some sort of really sarcastic bullshit. The publisher will thank you, and you will not risk your reputation trying to get shit straightened out. So, um, the next news story is of a little bit more interest to you folks, and that would be Jim Sterling and the email that he received uh, with a threat from Yolo Army for a defamation suit if he didn't knock his shit off. This was actually about Monday's Jimquisition, and I know I'm a little late to the game here, but I don't think I'm quite that late.
Defamation. What did they say that he was defaming them about, or
Well,
what the exact?
he was talking about folks that he was actually talking about sleazy publishing game gigs.
Hmm.
These guys have been playing games with Greenlight forever. They've been giving away keys and doing other things for upvotes, uh, offering giveaways of much better games in exchange for Greenlight votes, etc. And generally, the rule is you don't want to do that because that actually squirrels things up for people, and we can't very well have that. Well, that's what they were doing, and Jim Sterling called them out on it.
Uh,
None of those facts are actually in dispute. But with Jim's current issues with digital homicide, the last thing he wants is somebody else trying to take the chunk.
well, if it's all stuff that's currently true, then he doesn't have really anything to worry about, does he?
No, no,
I
he
mean,
doesn't.
the
But Jim said that if they wanted to continue what they were about, then they could do so by way of his lawyers.
it's a good idea.
Because his lawyers know things, and his lawyers know lots of things. They
Yeah.
also know how to
Yeah.
deal with. They also know how to deal with retarded people that absolutely insist on uh, on filing defamation suits when they're not warranted. So I don't even think they would possibly have standing to do such a thing.
They shouldn't. I believe for defamation, it has to be if he said it, it would be libel. Defamation is typically in writing, I think.
Well,
Or no, no,
actually,
no.
no. What it is, defamation consists of two parts. It's libel and slander. One for the spoken word, which is slander, and one for the written word, which is libel. Okay.
Okay.
He didn't write these things out. He put them on the internet. He spoke them. So it would actually be slander. But at the same time, the truth in all forms of tort law, the truth is a complete defense. So if you can have any reasonable ability to prove what you said is true, then you don't then the plaintiff has no case. And
Yeah.
in fact, the plaintiff has to prove that what you said was false. So,
If I were Jim in this, and they decided to try and put defamation charges on me, I'd countersue.
well, to be perfectly honest, I'd like to see him countersue digital homicide for their bullshit because it's almost the same damn thing. You know, you sicked your monkeys on me. No, I didn't. They sicked me on you, not the other way around, derbass.
I have not done a single thing.
Huh?
I have not done a single thing. I have not been sicked on anybody.
Uh,
I'm I know wordplay is not my strong suit.
that's okay. Uh,
I thought it was funny, but I guess
it was actually kind of amusing when I thought the whole thing through. All right. So, moving forward from there, we have the CS:GO thing.
CS:GO Lotto.
CS:GO Lotto, and this was actually the topic of the second Jimquisition this week. That one was on Wednesday, and people, it's a big drama thing. It's getting blown completely out of proportion. Well, okay, maybe not, because there was some extreme idiocy there. On the part of what are their names again? Trevor Martin and somebody else. What was the other guy?
Um, uh, I don't remember his name. It was I do know actually that they're under threat of a lawsuit as well.
Oh, I'm sure they are. They're probably going to get because Valve has had a class action lawsuit slapped on them over this, and chances are, if the rest of the universe isn't going to slap them with a lawsuit, Valve will, because they're actually responsible for a large part of the problem that Valve's going through right now.
Yeah, I genuinely. It really doesn't help that T. Martin uh, decided to go on his YouTube account, and he tried to post an apology, but it was like the most half-assed, half-hearted. Just it was just awful. He didn't apologize for really anything. He just tried to go up and cover his own ass. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, he throws his partner under the bus, all that nifty shit. But we actually have him. We actually have him on video, having said that he found that he just found that site, and lo and behold, he owns the freaking thing. That's not kosher, dude.
Yeah. He also has videos where he's gone on the swipe site and quote unquote only won big. He talks about only winning awesome stuff. He even has videos up where he's gone on the site and he's won like ridiculously rare and expensive prizes, and it's downright just scummy.
Well, I think that's actually a polite way of putting it.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much just because I know that I can get kind of fired up when people try and pull crap like that, so I don't want to get too fired up on her.
Oh, but yeah, that's actually not a thing. That's not a thing you do. The FTC has some very serious or very stringent regulations involving that, which they pretty much violated wholesale. And
It
even if
was,
not, it's thoroughly dishonest to do this. It's
the
dishonorable.
I can't remember the guy's name, but his nickname something like the gaming attorney or the YouTube attorney,
Uh huh.
and he has gone on record saying that what they did is not only really shitty and really illegal. Um, it's not only really shitty and abhorrent. It's very, very, very illegal and can get it can get them sued and possibly fined large sums of money.
Well, it depends on how much money they make doing it too.
Right.
Between the website in question and their YouTube channels, they made enough money. It could actually be there's a case to be made for jail time and criminal charges.
The reason that they're threatening jail time and prison time big right now is apparently like the main charges placed against them in the civil court is there was apparently tons of children going on the site, underage minors, essentially gambling is what they were treating it as.
Yeah,
And they're they're under a lot they're under a lot of pressure right now.
there is
With
what they call tech gun. They are under it. They won't
yeah,
like being under it very much. To be, if we're being completely honest.
they're no longer on thin ice. They're under that shit.
Well, there's also violations of several different versions of the RICO statutes. It's actually a racketeering setup. They could be charged for racketeering, and that does not entail light jail time or nasty fines. That could go way and deep over their heads. They'd probably be 90 before they get out of prison under those statutes.
Ooh.
Be aware. If you if by some chance you are doing something like that, stop it immediately. If you have some sort of commercial deal or interest in it, don't do it. Or if you do it, tell everybody up front right away. I make statements when I get keys for free even, and I'm not actually required to. Ethically, it's the right thing to do, but it's not a requirement under the law. In fact, I have a game where I'm covering tonight that happened in exactly that way. I was given a code for free to play the game and do some coverage and stuff, and we're going to do it. I'll even tell you which one it was. Well, there's actually 2 free games on the list tonight, but hey, that's nothing major. One of them everybody can get for free, so nobody can actually claim to have paid for it. Ha.
And another thing that's kind of odd with this whole situation was I think it's FaZe is getting a lot of scrutiny, even though he hasn't really done he didn't do any of this, but just because he's been promoting a site, they were starting to look in his direction. He was flat out said, "Look, I know the people who own this website. I've never claimed that it's perfect or anything. But I only own FaZe. I don't own this website."
Yeah. The reason they were looking at him for that is most likely because those other screwballs were being thoroughly dishonorable.
Yeah.
And that's probably the only reason to be if we're being completely honest here. He's made the statement that he does know these people, and that's fine. The publisher that gave me one of the games for tonight, I actually know him to a small degree, or at least the PR guy, or at least the PR guy in question. So it's not a question of whether or not you know somebody, or maybe even friends with them to a point. It's whether or not you're actually in ownership of whatever the hell it is you're trying to put, and then you turned around and fucking lied to people, and that's what happened in this case. They turned around and freaking lied to people in an attempt to bait them into joining in, and maybe or most likely defrauding at least somebody. Well, pretty much everybody that's been on the site actually.
I've been looking at the chat lately. Look, I had it open.
Huh?
Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was being picked up on my mic. Sorry.
No, it's okay. These things, they do happen. My mic's actually in the webcam right now. I'm hoping to get one of the little stand mics eventually. Maybe somebody will be nice and send me one. I don't know. Possibly. It could happen.
I've got a very old microphone that is plugged into my computer. I don't have a stand, so I've got this little green tub that I've got it set in, and it's just roughly aimed in my direction.
I know those. I know them all too well.
Yes.
Ah,
I'm just going to hope that this actually sounds somewhat reasonable.
well, it sounds okay to me. So, and apparently my wife's not having a problem with it either. So so you're probably okay. I won't say that you are or aren't, but hey, you're probably all right.
Well,
Okay, so we're headed up towards the half hour mark. We should probably get on to we should probably get on to our next abomination,
okay, let's check it.
uh, which I call "What the hell did you think? What the hell were you thinking?" Okay, we're gonna just grab this here, do the view all thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and share screen out here. Okay, let's see. I need to do this and then this. I want
Uh,
that one. Thank you. All
oh,
right.
is
This
it?
is Steam Greenlight. You guys have all seen it before, I'm sure. Let me make sure I'm presenting to everyone so that we know we're actually going to see it.
Okay.
Okay. This is hello to Steam Greenlight. Just to prove my point, there's the critter there. Now we had one individual overnight last night put up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games over the course of about 2 hours.
Holy mother of.
Okay. Now, that being said, these are actually the little monogram mosaic things. We'll have a look at the trailer here. We'll have a look at this right here. Little monogram mosaics, which is not a horrible thing. They're actually kind of cool looking. And from the gameplay that they're putting up, it looks like they're actually it looks like they're actually, not that the game is actually not terrible for what it is.
Okay, is it like
Uh,
just a tile drop or like a matching thing, or what is it?
Actually, it's a question of um, numbers and it's a question of numbers and colors. You have numbers down the left and right, and you have to figure out exactly where you're supposed to put these colors, where you're supposed to put individual colors. It's a puzzle game. It's actually a fairly common puzzle game. It runs around in books and things.
Oh,
And when you're done, you get a picture, which is not unfortunate. They're actually fun puzzles. They're good for killing time. But what this guy has done is he's got one of them on Steam Greenlight that's already on Steam, number 14, and he put 15 more up on Greenlight in the hopes that maybe if he floods the market, he'll have a whole bunch. He'll pick up a whole bunch of money. The problem with this is that, well, first off, he wants $10 for number 14. And these games, great for while this sort of thing is great for assassinating the clock, it's not going to be great when you have to when you have to try and look at things from a cash perspective. If he wants $10 a game, then you're going to have major issues in very short order. Okay,
yeah.
so that's like $160 a person if they want to get all of those games plus whatever taxes for residents of certain states.
Yeah, no, nah. You know
Okay,
what he should have done is just put it all under one game and charge $20 for it, and it probably would have been worth it.
well, and I don't even know why he separated them into 16 games. I would have separated them into say four, four games with X number with four times the number of puzzles. It might be that he's doing it by theme. It might be he's doing it by any one of a number of other things. And ultimately, you're looking at he is making a this. See, it went from a really cool little idea to a rather vicious looking cash grab. And that's not good. We don't do that. Uh,
Yeah, that's just crummy. That's scummy.
okay. There was some thought for a little bit that this might be digital homicide. But we don't have any proof of that. And therefore I will not make that claim. Uh, it's a stunt that Digital Homicide has pulled, releasing the same game 25 times on Greenlight in the hope that one of them actually falls in their laps. Anybody that follows Digital Homicide knows about all the Krog Wars clones that they've done. So they're project flips. As long as they all have different, yeah, these are all supposed to have different. These all seem to have different themes, but at the same time, you could probably have put this in not nearly as many games, and not gotten nearly the thrashing that some of these have got in the comments.
Actually, what he could have done is, even if he wanted to separate them out and get a little bit of money out of it, is probably releasing them as DLC.
You could release them as DLC, or if he really wanted to put them out as individual games, just do one a month. Okay, just dropping them all onto Greenlight at once was just not kosher. It's a very poor idea, and all you're going to do is dilute a market that is occupied by you, because nobody else is doing this type of game. It's a really cool idea, but what are you doing, dude? Seriously, what the hell are you thinking? All you're going to do is lower the value of your own property.
Yeah,
you have no competition, in essence. None, not a bit. Okay.
Jump in the gun.
I love how people would have voted for this but decided not to, because you're spamming the same game over and over and over again on Greenlight. Listen, spamming will get you nowhere in the video game industry. Please stop it with spam. Extremely reported, hilariously downvoted. Okay, this, and I didn't even see this until after it had started happening. Not only that, I didn't see it until well after it started happening. It was somebody else that turned me on to this about 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning. Oh, we don't need to know about that. Okay, so let me click that right there. Okay, so with that, I think we shall get on with the games. I think you're first, or are you not? Hey, Zach,
Yeah.
what's up? What are you doing here, man? I thought you'd be streaming still.
Let's see. Okay. I probably need to actually, do the screen share.
Yeah, that would be kind of helpful. Nope, actually, Zach's stream doesn't start for another 25 minutes or so. So we're just getting to the games.
There we go. Trying to figure it out. Okay.
Oh, we got it. Now I'm looking at my own little smiling face. This is Executive Assault, and apparently you recorded this earlier today. Is that the Windows 10 movie player?
Yes, it is. It is. It works. Let me just mute it down. So, there we go. Okay. I did actually have to re-record this because my computer basically purged itself, and so this was me scrambling like, crap, half my stuff's gone. Okay. So I had to re.
Go ahead and start playing there, dude.
Okay, sorry about that. And let me just. But yeah, it's a strategy game where you are actually controlling an executive who runs a company that is. Now I'm actually really terrible at this game. Y'all are going to see me be terrible at this game. but it's a little bit quicker paced than how I figure out how to play it, because I actually haven't played this in a little while, and it's updated a couple times since the last time I played. I just accidentally hopped out of the computer, but it's essentially fully customizable. You Instead of having factions or anything, everybody's a CEO trying to essentially take control of the resources on different planets or different areas on these different planets. And so you set down your HQ and you start building up all of these areas, and you can build your own units using the research. I actually have fast research on. You'll probably see me open up the research screen here in a minute. And so it only makes the research about 3 or 4 seconds. And it's just because I was trying to go kind of quickly. But you can see the whole wheel right there. You can change all of that. You can use whatever you want. You can go. The one thing that you will have to have is infantry, because you actually you don't win by destroying the enemy base. You win by killing the other executive.
Oh.
And you have to go into the base that they've built, which can have its own inner workings, and you have to hunt down their CEO, who can hop out, grab a gun, and then just book it through his building as you fight your way trying to get to him or her.
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a really interesting little game, and I really enjoy it. There's all kinds of different ways to go about it. It looks really low grade. Like right here, you can see the super low res way it all looks, and it is only Unity engine, so there's some setbacks, but it's overall it's a very fun little thing to work with. Like right here, you can see that's actually for the desk. That's the pistol there. The Desert Eagle is actually a disassembler for robots, so it one-shots all infantry units. And there's a personal little force field you can pop up. And all of these right here are for the inner workings of your base. Like there are ways to make drones that can, or not drones, but robots that run into your enemy's bases and like hacks their security system, and turns turrets against people, and opens up doors where they need them, and gets up to your CEO so you can let in the bigger, badder guys just to come kill him. Or you can even just rush your enemy and just try and leg it through the middle of his base before all of his defenses are up, or however you want to do it. Now, right here, I actually messed up because you're supposed to build a power station and then a drone factory. And here we go, I got it now. But I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing.
Okay, and Dexter has some questions for you over here on the right. He says,
okay,
these
hold on.
kinds of games can be very cool, but they also require tons of game balance as well as a very good AI. Your troops and enemy players desperately need to have good AI to make these games worth the money. Do you think it's actually well balanced and designed with the good AIs, or?
Well, right now, AI-wise, they're reasonably intelligent. I wouldn't call them ridiculously intelligent, but they know what they're doing. They're not just gonna screw around, leave stuff undefended, and just let you do what you want. I actually have it on the lowest AI, and I actually go over here and show off what they've been doing. And they have a whole base built up with corridors and with buildings everywhere and choke points. But they're not outright aggressive either, so they're not just bum rushing me. They basically take up different degrees of tactics.
They just said executive assault there for a moment. I was kind of wondering what that was about.
I had to, like I said before, I had to go back and get all of my games as well. And so it's trying to throw up the tutorial for me.
Oh, okay.
And I'm just trying to not constantly have that up. And another thing, the right here under power, the green number is how much power I have. The red is how much I'm using.
Right.
The way you increase it is you have to go out and get these crystals that boost your energy, and they are finite in that you and your enemy basically have to fight over them to get more energy, which increases your unit count, and I think it makes your research speed faster as well. So
Okay.
you're never constantly, you can't really turtle up too hard, but you can definitely turtle up pretty easily. You could actually do a fortress if you wanted to, like with bunkers and walls and gates and guards. And
So how much is this? How much was this game anyway?
at the time I bought this, I think it was only about $20. I'd have to check again though.
Give me a
It,
second.
I don't remember if I got it on sale or not.
It's currently $13 for the $5 soundtrack,
Fair enough. Um,
and this
so
is Executive Assault.
yes. Now I'm gonna get to. This is one of the very few bugs I've run into in this game. I was designing my robots. You can see the different shells they have, the different types of armor, and you can select their different weapons. And I went for ballistics here just because it was simple and they're fairly cheap. Um, and this is one of the few bugs I've run into in this game where I couldn't close out the design menu for my unit. I'm not sure what happened. I started fiddling with it a little bit, just clicking around like a madman, and I finally got it to work whenever I clicked on the research. But um, another thing about this is you can actually take command of units, and you can look at them through. See, it's even out in my CEO screen, which shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But again, one of very few bugs that I've encountered. Generally, this has been a pretty solid game. But you can actually take control of your different little robots here, or any vehicle, or any aircraft, anything. Now the flying controls are super terrible if you're in a plane, and mediocre if you're in a helicopter. I will have to give it some flack on that. But if you're on the ground or in a vehicle, the robots and everything control extremely well. It kind of has a dungeon keeper feel in the way that you can do that, but it's a different management system overall.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more expansive. Uh, Another thing is these pylons that you see everywhere that I place down towards these iron deposits.
Command and control, I assume.
They're, I'm sorry, what?
Command and control sorts of things.
They're actually, you can see that he's got them up there too. They're power lines.
Okay.
They're for, essentially, you have to have the extractors connected to a power source so they work. So you have to have pylons going around. You can actually destroy the overall, excuse me, you can destroy their income and wreck their economy if you go in and basically obliterate them. Obliterate these little.
Now, are there players online? Can you play online or just against the AI or what?
Oh, it is multiplayer up to 4-player.
Okay, is that like local or you can get them? You can get people online for that or what?
It's online. Now, I don't know if they fixed it yet because I haven't actually been able to play with any of my friends yet. But the connecting to another player can sometimes be extremely difficult.
Okay.
I believe they fixed that in one of their later patches. In one of their latest. Here I am connected to the robot, the A12, I believe. And you can see me just roaming around. Everything's scaled beautifully, by the way, in this game. I really love that. But the multiplayer can be really finicky. Really, it can just work when it wants to, basically. But once you're in a game, it will stay stable. It's just a matter of actually connecting. That's kind of a pain.
Okay, so that's it. So that's a thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Uh, Overall, though, I really do enjoy this game. Uh, Actually, I was trying to show off a little bit of combat too. You can actually upgrade your turrets, do all the good stuff here.
All right. So actually, we need to kind of move on here
Oh,
because
I'm sorry about
we're
that.
running a little short on time. So
Sorry about that.
no, it's okay. You're good. Let me grab my first piece of footage here since I haven't actually done that. What do I do?
Let me just hop off that.
Alrighty then, and let me switch the share because reasons. There it is. And come on, come on, silly thing. Okay, this is Human Fall Flat. As you can see, we have our little character here. His name is Bob. You can customize him as you see fit. Some really fun things here. And this is how the game actually, here's how your actual gameplay is going to go. Our narrator is going to, when he speaks, is his entire job is to make snarky comments at you. So we're actually only going to show probably this first puzzle or little bits of it. I know this was actually very frustrating for me for a good while, mostly because I had to figure out how the freaking camera operated. This game here was done in Unity Personal, just to kind of give you an idea. But they even with the graphics as simplistic as they are, they actually concentrated more on what makes the gameplay rather than the game look and feel. It could use maybe a little bit of polishing here. Humans will run into every door they encounter. I think maybe a little bit of polishing might not hurt. But if they don't do it, it's not going to be deadly. I can imagine why they would want to do that. Do the basic white avatar though. So
Oh, well, it is customizable.
it's completely customizable. Okay, these here are little remotes, and they can tell you what you need to do next. Okay, that's what the remotes do. They actually provide little. They actually do little notes here.
Okay, so
Okay.
they're like tutorials,
Yeah,
basically.
that's exactly what they are. You don't have to go through them all. Here is me trying to climb up the side of a locomotive. I actually got very frustrated. I was going to try and climb up and over, and it didn't work very well. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly how this puzzle is supposed to work. I'm thinking I have to go over that, and I don't.
Well, you sure as heck try.
I couldn't figure out a way to climb up on top of it. And then I got a mile's worth of stupid. Okay. This is actually a platform puzzle. By now I have almost an idea of what I'm supposed to be doing here.
It really reminds me of
And you
Gang.
see how the camera is jerking back and forth like that? That's actually the camera itself. It likes to reset itself when you're. It does dearly adore resetting itself,
Hmm.
which can make navigating through this whole thing quite a bit more difficult than it has to be.
Yeah, it seems really similar to Gang Beasts, but then again, it doesn't have the exact same feel to it. Uh, so it's just a puzzle game.
It's a puzzle game. It's not a violence thing. In fact, I don't think this game really has a violent bone in its body, which for a lot of people is very much okay. But some of the controls, if you don't know exactly what you're up to, then the controls will really get on your nerves fairly quickly. Um, and I'm trying not to go too long over here. I spent quite a bit of time trying to get through this one room.
So there's definitely a learning curve.
Oh, we're talking about a Dark Soul style learning curve. If you haven't seen this game in action and know exactly what you're on about, you are going to have issues with this game for a little while. But it's actually quite a bit of fun once you break through that wall, probably with your head. That's it is actually a lot of fun.
Okay, it looks if they went with
Here's
they
another one. You get the box on switches and stuff. There's another one. There's a lift that you can move up and down and have a grand old time with. It took me a good 15 minutes to work my way out of this particular puzzle.
the buttons giving you a pretty hard time there too.
Well, that's because the aiming you have to be actually look the Bob has to be looking at whatever it is he's trying to touch, and that turns into more problems than there really were.
Ah,
Because you can't necessarily see, but at that point you can't even necessarily see your target. Okay, this is the third large puzzle section, and I have to get clear up over there and then beyond. Oh, I
oh,
remember this bit. This was funny. Okay, now we're gonna let this run here for a minute.
mind the gap.
Mind the gap. Come on, Bob, get on there. You know how. Nope, not quite, Bob. There we go. That's better. Good job, Bob. Of course, your arms and your move. The reason he looks drunk is that his arms are actually controlled independently between the
Ah,
camera and, in my case, the left and right trigger buttons.
okay. Uh,
Okay, check it out. Trying to get that out of there. Nope, not gonna happen. I said, okay, screw it. What else we got? I'm gonna try. Maybe I get to go back over the other way. Ooh, what's that? What is that thing there on the ground? Can I grab that? Oh, I can. Now let me get set up on it again.
he's
Hello,
trying.
my name is Tarzan.
Whoa!
Oh, didn't quite make it,
And
but I don't
immediately,
climb worth a damn. And I'm gonna hang off here for a minute before that guy is stupid and like let's go to the other trigger. And you're gonna see what happens when that goes when you do that. You actually, if you try and do it that way, there's actually an achievement for this, jumping off of a ledge. It's called no escape because you're not going to. It's very simple. Oh, nope, that's too far. Anyway, up the stairs. This is probably the easiest part of the game thus far.
so it's a physics-based like puzzle platformer.
Yep. Only you have the jump. Although only you have the jump range of a diseased gnat. And for somebody that has the attention span of a diseased gnat, this was actually quite a challenge. Uh,
Fair enough.
so yeah, that was fun. But I got an hour and 22 minutes worth of footage here. That is actually the way to the next level. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not going there yet. I'm going to go hang out on the couch. I'm actually going to give it up here in a minute or two. Uh, oh, nope. Did I click on the wrong damn screen? Okay. Yeah, play down on the couch, Bob. What do you mean you don't want to play down on the couch? Get down there. Get on there. Get on there, you.
I bet if they went with a more cartoony art style, like something a little more along the lines of like, how can I explain it? Kind of like a Play-Doh-y texture to it, you know?
That might actually work a little better. Get kind of that Wallace and Gromit thing going on.
Yeah.
This game is actually coming out on Steam on the 22nd of July. The link is actually the top one in the description at the fold. Go ahead, wish list it if you want to.
Have fun, Zaxter.
All right, enjoy. What goes up? It says there's an achievement there. But yeah, they have achievements. They have all kinds of fun things going on in here. And this is about the time I said, nope, screw this, I'm done. I got to the start of this particular stage and said, no, we're good. But it actually pauses. The various checkpoints are at the beginning of each major section and at the beginning of a level. Uh, ooh, he's going to do something other than Dead by Daylight to start the stream off. I'm impressed. I'll have to watch that later.
Hmm.
All right, but yeah, that is Human Fall Flat. It will be a game on Steam here in about 2 weeks. Go ahead and wishlist if you feel the urge, because it's actually going to be a lot of fun. It's kind of hard. It's got a nasty learning curve to it, but once you get past it, it tends to get a lot better as far as presenting difficulty. I don't even know if I'm through all the levels where they introduce new puzzles, so I'm guessing I'm probably somewhere near there. And I will do a full and formal review, maybe even with a score, come the 22nd. This is just kind of a look at what I did, what we did last night. So it's enough to give you an idea of what gameplay looks like right now. It's a little rough, so kind of be warned. But yeah, this is the game that I was talking about that I picked up for free. The publisher sent me a copy, and then this World Play Live was bombed by Ye Olde Troll. So that's kind of where that's that. That is of course human fall flat. All right, and I think we're actually switching now.
Oh, okay. Next game I've got on my list, which was also recorded today. I swear I'm not. I swear I'm prepared for life. I really am. Okay, can you see that, or am I?
Uh, I'm seeing my screen. I'm seeing your version of my screen. There we go. Ex Anima.
Okay, here we go.
This is Ex Anima, and apparently it's just recently been updated. It's an older game, but it was updated reasonably recently.
Yeah, the update's not particularly large, but here I'll go ahead and throw this on. But now this is the starting screen if you start new game. So you have the Unknown, which is the first one. That's the Knight, which starts you off with minor combat abilities. Then there's the Ardent and the Villager.
Okay.
And you've seen this this screen. I obviously picked the Knight.
Well, we just saw you do that, so.
Yeah, I mean, if the plate armor didn't give it away, I don't know what would. But
could be clear. Probably not, but it could be.
Eh, I don't know if they've implemented spells yet, but we'll see. The I always go with Nadim as the name, just because it means drinking buddy in Old Norse.
Yeah.
So I thought I always like to make a Viking in here and then just have him as Nadim. Anyway, the I do like the fact that now you can start off as different classes, and they actually have a different story among each one. Like the Ardent is sent in by the king after another Ardent who went missing, searching abductions. Uh, the knight was sent to hunt down a bandit group or something relative to that. I'm just showing off the interfaces for anybody who hasn't played yet, and little few. I show off a few tricks I've learned since I've played this game. For those of you who don't know, it's physics-based combat, and it's physics-based avatar that's fully customizable within height, size, weight. The heavier your character is, obviously, the harder to get them to fall over is. Uh, the shorter they are, the less reach they have, but the more stout they are, and so on and so forth.
This is kind of like Diablo in its own way.
It does remind me of Diablo, except it doesn't have particular drops. I was just checking to see what kind of stuff I had under the plate mail, and it's just, or under the plate, it's just the red shirt. But as you can see, I actually have to click and drag, and that's how you pick things up within using this system. You double click on chests and stuff relative to that in order to open it, and it'll have a little inventory screen. But for other things like different objects, you essentially have to click and drag, and these are zombies here, and I didn't want to fight the guy, so I just kind of stepped back and closed the door.
Step back, close the door. Yep. Oh, sorry, I'm disturbing you. I'm just gonna go over here now.
And this door is being blocked by something. I think it was actually a guy. Looking back at it now, but I had no idea, so I was just like, I'll just leave him alone. But right now I've got a flanged mace. The damage is calculated really interestingly because you see the two bars down in the bottom right, or like bottom left, bottom right, bottom center. What?
Left and right on the bottom center. Right, got it.
Yeah, the yellow bar is your health. The blue bar is mana. I do not know how to use the mana yet, but the yellow bar...
Something running around out there. What are those other adventurers? You just walk right by them?
No, they're zombies. However, not all zombies are hostile. They're not downright hostile whenever you encounter them. I mean, if you run into them at full speed or try to attack them, they are.
Well, but obviously, I'd be kind of pissed if you were doing that to me, too.
Yeah, and what I just picked up, actually, was a compass. And if you look in my bottom left corner, I now have a compass that I can use.
Yeah, little compass rose down there.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like it. The developers of the game actually have a note in the beginning, and it says, this game is not about killing or about fighting, it's about surviving. Your goal is not to be the biggest badass dude. It's basically you're fighting to survive, not fighting to kill.
Right.
So you can take the big heavy two-handed axe and wear next to no armor, but the guy who brings in the shield and the mace or the sword or whatever is most likely going to survive a little bit.
More likely to survive anyway.
Yeah. The actually right here I was determined to show off the combat, so I was trying to get this guy to come outside, but he was just trying to run through the door. The AI can be kind of shaky in terms of pathfinding, but it makes it for pretty funny situations if you just like throw objects in front of them as they're running at you. They just will trip over and fall flat on their face.
Yeah. Which is always a fun thing.
Yeah.
Tripping up some fool.
Now that my cursor's red, you can see that it's changed. That that I've actually changed stances and I am now in combat. Um, Now you can see how the health bar turned brown there. That
Yep.
is that is minor damage, like the equivalent of like a bruise or a knock, um, where you could recover from that. However, if you take something like if he were to hit me in the head, or if I were to take like a blade to the hands or the head in some way, I would actually get red damage, which is permanent. You don't recover from it until you get potions later on, but they are very rare and far and few between. Uh, Also, this game is roguelike in that you're always in the same dungeon. However, death is permanent. If you
Okay.
die, you're
If you
just
die,
dead.
you're dead. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. However, you do keep your skills.
Well,
Uh,
that's at least something.
yeah. I'm actually getting my ass handed to me right here because I'm not amazing. I'm really good at the combat in this game, but the environment really does have influence on the way that your combat comes down to it. And oh, layered armor, which I just showed off right there. I just grabbed a tunic. You have like a you have I believe it's 3 levels of armor on your chest, which would
Okay.
be shirts, tunics, and cover armor like cuirasses.
Right.
So, like, you can have a gambeson, a leather tunic, and like a leather cuirass, or like I'm wearing right now, I think it's a velvet shirt, a cloth tunic, and then plate armor. And it just makes it to where hitting somebody in the chest with a blade is a lot less efficient now.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
the various types of armor does actually change how you have to fight those people. Like the mace I have right now uses impact and crushing damage.
Right.
Uh, if you were to use a sword or an
That would
axe,
that would be bludgeoning and cutting.
right? So you'd or in some cases there are weapons that are piercing. I
Uh,
find some gloves here, and you can see the damage. It says slash and pierce with a half circle. That's about how much it will keep itself from taking. And here I go again, starting unnecessary fights. But this one's got a saw blade, and I was wondering if he'd hit me in the head, but he didn't. Actually, my footage is about to run out here in a
nope.
second.
We're okay. That's fine. I'm already lined up with the next one, so we're good.
Yeah, I've only got about 30 seconds here, but I was just showing off the combat. It's a really fun game. There's a practice mode for the combat. There's an arena mode where you basically do gladiator stuff, and you can buy and purchase different gladiators, which is really cool. And this is the story mode, and it has 4 different classes. And I haven't checked them all out yet, which I plan to do later today, probably.
Yep. All right. Moving
And
on then. Let me go ahead and switch it. All
okay,
right. And this is Antenna. This is a little short sound-based puzzle game. You're dealing in radio signals, etc. That is the escape menu. You walk around, and any other keys that that you could possibly need will be available to you. Now I'm adjusting things. Why am I doing that? Okay, that's it. Okay, Antenna.
so it's like radar.
Well, no, not really. You'll see in a minute. This is an AI stuck in the bottom of a small base, and it picks up a signal, and then we spend the rest of the game exploring that signal,
Hmm.
and a couple of others to go with it. Okay, we start out by deploying the 4 antennas. If you can actually finish them all. You can actually finish the game in probably about 20 minutes total. It is free to play on Steam and has been for some time. In fact, there are even some guides setting up on Steam, but don't do that until after you've like completely thrown, until you spent 3 hours at it, throwing your controller to the screen a dozen times. Uh,
It's part of the fun.
well, yeah, it is. It- so to prevent any kind of real spoilerage, there we go. We got our friend the bot here. He's going to actually be our avatar for most of the game.
It looks a lot like Limbo's
Yeah,
art.
it'll have that. It has that limbo feel to it too, kind of. Except that this is not nearly as the puzzles are completely different
Okay.
uh, in the way they do the puzzles. That black and white this black and white thing here actually serves it fairly well. Okay,
Yeah, I like it. It's a nice little
okay,
artistic style.
and we have of course we get to go turn the generator on. Okay, this is a This is actually a sound puzzle, and your job is to match the sounds up across the board. This puzzle is actually probably the worst of the lot, and it changes every time. So you actually have to listen for it. Do put your headphones on or do something to increase your ability to hear it, because if you just start throwing things at random, you're going to be here for a while. Um, this game is actually really, really outstanding. Uh, I had a whole pile of fun with it last night on this or night before last on the stream, and it goes pretty well, all things considered. But I managed to do a complete long play of the damn thing without actually showing people all of what goes on to get all 5 achievements. So there are actually 4 parts to the puzzle. It's not a huge game. If you just want something kind of puzzly to below 20 minutes on, then by all means do that. It's actually worth the trip.
Okay. I may actually check that out.
It's
You
on
said
Steam. It is absolutely free.
okay.
Everyone can go enjoy. And if you like puzzle games, do it. Uh, it's different from the norm, and that's actually a good thing.
Yeah. Well, it's never a bad thing to stray from the norm.
No, it's not. It's not. Let me see. Click you ahead a little bit here. That's actually from later, and that's a different game. We don't talk about that game. Oh, no. Okay, that's what I needed to know. I don't think I need this footage anymore. Actually, yes, I do. That's for something else a little later. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that back to you. Go
Oh,
ahead,
so
Mr. Monkey. Your turn.
okay. Seems we're switching pretty quickly. Both of
Well,
us are
it wasn't a long game. There wasn't a lot. There was a little bit to be said, and we should probably do that.
fair enough. This one ran a little long. This is Planetary Assault. It's got mixed reviews on Steam, for good reason. It's the AI is broken, in all honesty, and the game has actually gone through some good updates. So I will give it that. The the game itself has improved in that the I actually played through this entire game, but I only recorded the first about 13 minutes.
Well, we
And
don't need to necessarily use it all. So,
yeah, it's not necessary. It's just different. It's just the basic start of it. And I'm actually kind of slow at figuring this out. But if you're on the same planet as the AI, you should essentially be ready to just die because the AI is almost always a rusher and a spammer.
ugh,
They bum rush one type of unit, get the best unit that they can and build like 500,000 of them, and then try and swarm you.
Ah, yes, the Zergus, the ever infamous Zerg assault.
Yeah, they
Make a bunch of the little shits and then just start throwing them at you.
yep. Except in this, they just make whatever they can. Like I think the one I'm playing against here ended up spamming an absolute metric ton of just aircraft. So I
Oh,
finally landed on the planet, and it was my whole game and computer slowed down as about 400 million freaking planes just swarmed this one tiny unit. Um,
oh man.
yeah, they. In all fairness, the game's played very quickly, and it is fun. I will give it that. It's a fun game. It's a good strategy game. Uh, if the multiplayer has improved, I would recommend it much more readily. However, I'm not sure if it is or not because originally trying to connect to another player would just crash your game downright.
Yeah, that's not such a good. That's not such a good day for anybody, really.
Yeah.
All right. Anything more to be said about this one?
Um, well, I really just wanted to give it a thumbs up for the fact that it is a fun game.
And they haven't abandoned it, obviously, since there's been
Yeah,
updates. But all right. So, all right, that's Planetary Assault.
yeah, or Planetary Annihilation. My bad.
Planetary Annihilation. I'm
I
sorry.
was
Planetary Assault's a different game, and I wouldn't want to like chew it up too much.
I'll skip ahead near the end. Here's the so far what I've got in terms of the base, and there is actually way super weapons and stuff that you like hurl asteroids at one another and fire nuclear weapons, and it. I kind of ended up feeling kind of like I cheated the this one because I just started lobbing nukes at the enemy. Found out where their core is, which is the goal is to destroy the enemy commander, which is that big robot at the start. And I fired like 3 nukes at it, and they never moved their freaking commander, so I just blew it up.
Kaboom! All right. So let's get switched over here.
Okay.
Uh, this is a game called Deadly Sin. It is an RPG, and I haven't really played all that much of it, but it was actually it was actually kind of something that I found amusing at the time. It is in fact made in RPG Maker, and I believe it's RPG Maker XP. But again, this is one of those games that they did quite a bit too. And we're gonna let this run here. This is actually a monster. This is actually a monster crystal. This is the first kind of semi-dungeon area here, or actually, kind of mostly world map corridor thing. But you turn that crystal off, and it actually turns it just ends any any random encounters in the neighborhood that you might be interested in.
Hmm.
And that gives you some time, of course, to go and pick things up.
This actually looks like they put a lot of effort into making their own sprites, and RPG Maker normally has a pretty standard template for a lot of stuff, and this doesn't actually look a lot like the templates they have.
Well, some of this is actually stock RPG Maker stuff. A lot of it isn't.
Fair enough.
But just one of the things you're going to note, you have tents, of course, that you can use for resting, and you can save anywhere. But these save points here are these things here that you can actually specifically save in them, and usually it indicates that you're getting ready to get into some shit. She's actually at this point heading into a dungeon that's going to get her into some trouble.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can we keep her? Don't be stupid. Winchester is actually her mentor. And he disappeared on her a while back, and now she's out to go find out what the hell's actually going on.
Ah,
Yep. She is Lorelei, and she has a really impressive little destiny coming up later. She only actually uses a bow, and we can change out her arrows at any time. Uh, but here's our combat. They actually did make some rather. This is actually where they did a lot of their extra work.
I,
Uh, you can you can tell how much aggro you've got there, hit points, magic points, and all of this sort of fun noise. And then the the combat avatars are actually fully animated.
ooh,
Kind of skip ahead. You get a chance to watch that. There you go.
they really put a lot of effort into it.
They put a lot of work into that. And you notice the little ponytail in the back that's actually swaying in the breeze.
Yeah.
It's actually swaying back and forth. And she's got some pretty good form. The story is looking like it's going to be kind of sideways. Our young man Glade here actually knew her from before she was taken away. But
Okay.
beyond that, we don't know we don't know very much about either of them. We're going to learn quite a bit more before it's all over.
Okay.
So, like I said,
Yeah.
I haven't gotten a lot into this game. But from what I've seen so far, it actually looks okay for a game of this nature. And I've actually made a couple of them, so I should have some idea of what it takes. Okay. Um,
So like a high fantasy type thing.
yeah, kind of. There is some magic. Most of it's okay. That's actually the boss for this first dungeon section, for this first real dungeon section here.
Oh, that looks pretty awesome actually.
Yeah, that is definitely not a stock asset. And they animate those too. Let me show you. Let's see if it's a different animation. If I remember right, this guy here is actually animated.
Fair enough. The I really like the way that they look. It reminds me of like the Balrog, except less fire.
I don't know why he's not attacking the phone. So, oh no, it died. Oh well. I could have sworn, but I don't necessarily know what the hell I'm on about today anyway. So yeah, our RPG Maker game, really interesting, a really good story hook on it. Have a look. Just if I remember correctly, the game's like $2, and I got it for even less on the Steam sale. So give me a second here. I'll tell you exactly. Actually picked up. Nope, it's $5. It's actually $5 on Steam.
Yeah, it's not bad, and it does look like it'll probably be a
Well, it
pretty
looks like
long
they
game.
put enough effort into it to actually make it worth our time. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Fair enough.
All right. You've got what, one or two more? One more, I think.
Yes, one more.
One more, and I have to switch while you're doing that. I'm going to switch my videos around and make sure I've got the right one here.
Okay, I'm about to pull some sacrilege, so I'm sorry, everybody, but
Ooh, now with extra sacrilege. Ooh, Warframe.
yep, I brought a free to play game.
Well, I have a free to play game earlier, so
Oh, that's fair. Well, I mean, free to play. Like there are micro transactions in the game.
rude. Hate
Yeah.
those.
However, thus far, I have not really encountered some frame rate drops early on. Sorry, This is just two of my friends and I just hopped in and started just messing around. A lot of the a lot of this though is this game is it reminds me a lot of the newer shooters that are coming out, and it just looks gorgeous for especially for a game that's free. It really has high quality gameplay. It's an RPG based in the future. Everyone you see here is like evolved humans or something or another. I don't know the story too well, but the different warframes have different abilities. They're basically just different suits that you have to build. And right here, I actually panic because those beams are insta kills. And this is probably one of the first. I've been playing this warframe for a while. He's a tank, so he's really slow, but he can soak up a lot of damage with one of his abilities. And I've got a gigantic FU hammer that I just love the fact that I even have. And I'm trying out the shotguns, but I'm absolutely awful with them. Now, the game itself is pretty grindy, but it's rewardingly so. If you are grinding for just about everything, there's most of the stuff that is just almost too much to grind for is stuff that you really don't necessarily need. Like stuff that I'd consider a pain to grind into, like the ships would probably take something like hours upon hours to grind out. The leveling system's pretty quick. I leveled up my hammer right there probably in about 3 to 4 hours of gameplay, and it's maximum level already. It does tons of damage, and it's really fun. And you can still improve your gear with more equipment that you find and build over time. That's my friend with his shotgun, the Tigress, which he absolutely adores. As you can see, just took that guy across the dadgum screen. It's just a double barrel future shotgun. Don't know how to describe it anything else though. But yeah, what we were doing right here is just farming up credits, which you can actually buy into this game for platinum. But right now, as of a recent update, platinum is purchasable with in-game currency. So you're actually able to buy a lot of the premium stuff by just playing the game.
Well, that seems to be a trend that's been going on lately. I know Payday went to the same thing here. Payday 2 went to the same thing not too long ago as well. And I know EverQuest is actually one of the folks that started that kind of train wreck by enabling you to use in-game platinum to buy a subscription fee.
Yeah, it's and I actually really like that you can that you don't have to throw out actual money if you don't want to.
Well, it is kind of nice.
And you know the game isn't without its faults. It is very smooth motion. Like overall, to play it feels rather flowy and nice, and you're basically super soldier ninjas. If I had to just give it a name,
kind of define them here.
Yeah, they're awesome. I love them, but the game itself can be very, very buggy in certain spots, and drop rates for certain things can just be absolutely so small that it's just sad.
Well, actually, that's a common stunt when you're talking about free to play. So
yeah, they can. The game itself is quite high quality, and I give it props for the fact that it tries. Basically, it's not just trying to drag money out of you, but there is certain stuff. Mainly, nothing really too important. You don't necessarily need a lot of the stuff that you have to buy, it's just stuff that would be nice, if that makes sense.
Well, would be nice is always good.
Yeah. Um, like there's never any requirements to beating certain enemies or anything with certain things. It's just a matter of it could be severely irritating if you need certain things and they're just so rare. Like the little dog that you see running around, Kubro, is extremely rare and expensive to maintain.
Ugh,
Uh,
I hate that.
yeah, they like it's not too bad because they do deteriorate over time. However, it's over the course of like a month that they deteriorate, month in real time. So, and in a month's worth of time, you're only spending about 50,000 credits, which is something you can gain by doing like 5 of the missions that we're doing actually in this video.
Mm-hmm.
You just gain the in-game currency through just different missions, and you can easily rack up the money to keep it maintained. It's more like items, like the egg for the dog, extremely rare drop. Even if you go to the mission specific to finding it,
It's
you
still rather rare. All
it,
right.
and it's rare. There's a lot of blueprints for certain items that are extremely rare, and there's a lot of different things that are extremely rare, or certain enemies drop them. But overall, the game itself is, I really enjoy it, genuinely. There is some stuff that can't be avoided, seeing as it is free. And I am giving it a lot of slack for free to play, even though personally I absolutely despise free to play games. Uh, it's a fun little. It's something that's pretty easy to kill time with. It looks amazing. The way that the animations flow together is just fantastic, and it is downright addicting. I mean, I love the way my character looks. He just looks so cool, and you can customize your character's armor and colors and textures all you want. They're just it's great. I like it a lot.
Okay. So let's get moving on. I actually was hadn't intended to cover Deadly Sin at this point, but we're gonna go. But since we've already done it, we're gonna go with it. I actually have two others. Okay. And since you're out, yeah, you can go ahead and kill your screen share. This is Metamorphic, and this is another game that I picked up uh, from the same source as the previous one.
Okay.
So
So
we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and run this here. This is actually another puzzle game, and it's a puzzle game that I actually like the look of. Okay, there are certain cubes that you can get to. You absorb the cubes, and then you can drop them in other places in order to in order to get from point A to point B. Once again, nothing overly dangerous or annoying or too incredibly annoying. Although some of these building some of these can be kind of interesting. Uh, and of course, you have the portal-like wall. Oh, we're going to take it all away from you now. That's kind of the first level there. This one here, if I remember correctly, has already been released on the Steam.
okay. So it's a puzzle platformer.
It's a puzzle platformer. It was released on the 6th, and you've got to have and it's it's actually it is a puzzle platformer in which you're going to be building some of the platforms, but you don't necessarily have all the blocks that you think you need. You only have the blocks that you do actually need.
Mm.
So it can be kind of interesting. Sometimes that can get more interesting than it needs to be. You also have, if you'll remember, also from Portal, where you had certain things that you could, where you had certain places you couldn't put bricks. Well, you got the same thing, or you couldn't put portals. You got the same thing here with the bricks. You can always attach a brick to an existing brick, but you can't necessarily, but you can't always count on the walls to accept a specific brick, and it
Hmm.
always doesn't always do to to leave those bricks behind. In fact, it rarely ever does. Magnetic Cage Closed is another similar game that in my little brain did fairly well, and it was about using magnetism and actual and more and physics to solve your problems rather than trying to do it the other way.
Okay.
But this is actually part of a puzzle. This is actually part of a puzzle right here. It's actually uh, part of the puzzle requires that you be able to accomplish a specific task, but accomplishing that task with that wall there in the way is not going to help you very much.
Hmm.
All right.
Can the blocks float? Like
What?
if you delete one box and then and then skip over it and delete the next box, would they still stay there?
Oh, if you use, I think this might actually be the case where I wind up doing it. Um, you can put a block. You can put a block out there, and then use that block to, and then remove. You put two. If you put two blocks down, and you remove the upper block or one of the suspended blocks, then you can in fact, then they will in fact stay in place regardless of where you actually, regardless of whether they're supported or not. But to put the blocks down, you actually have to support. They have to be attached to something, and if you can't see it, you can't actually put a block there.
Okay. This looks interesting.
It is actually very interesting. There was, like I said, there were some things you couldn't do. There's some things you can't do. There's some things you can do, and you have to figure out what those things are, or you're gonna be boned. Most of it's a question of what are you going to attach this to, stupid.
Fair enough.
Uh, what are you attaching it to, and do you have enough of them to get you from one place to the other? And if not, how are you planning on doing that? And that's usually the largest part of the problem. Okay.
Fair enough.
All right. So this is actually a game that I had quite a bit of fun with too. Um, at some point, I did actually get to a point where I just could not figure out exactly how to get up a freaking wall using not but three cubes. I got there eventually, but it was rather painful. Okay.
I imagine there was a lot of shouting involved.
Um, Not as much as you'd think. All right. And here is our final game. This is Magatama Earrings. And we're just going to kind of skip to some of the gameplay bits here rather than go nuts rather than go dig into the actual story behind said RPG. This is an RPG on Steam. It has actually arrived just recently, like the other. I picked it up in the Steam sale. But this one here has kind of that Dragon Quest vibe, if anybody remembers that, the early Dragon Warrior games. Here's our main character, Cello, is out to put a stop to the evil witch thing that is trying to turn their Yoo-Hoo world into Wahoo Land. Which, as premises go, is about as silly as they get. But hey, life is good. Um, but you're going to do a lot in the early going. You're going to do a lot of grinding. Uh, Experience point numbers are The experience levels are reasonable. They did this in a 3D RPG engine, and I don't know which one. And that's actually the thing that's bothering me. Usually I could pick them out right away. Might be Unity, might be well. It's not Unreal because Unreal would have told me. Uh, I just think it was Unity.
That would explain it. I really do like the art style though. The with the NPCs being 2 dimensional.
Yeah, and well, and you got some consistency here. They look like they actually belong where they are, and you
Right.
can tell who's important by whether they're 2D or 3D. Monsters, those things are all 2D, regardless of what you're doing. But most of them is just trash anyway, so you're just gonna run around and kill them for a while. One of the things I like about this actually is that you're completely healed after you level up, and your little sister will tell you this. See, she just picked up a level up, and now she's back to full. I got her before I got creamed the first time. I think I got her up to level 7 or 8 before she actually managed to die, and that's because I walked into an area that was several levels too high and got stomped. I The monster in question curb stomped me. It was bad.
Fair enough.
It was
Uh,
actually really bad. Let me move forward here a little bit. That's a lizard.
so is it like a big level curve, or is it just a
The level curve is actually fairly gentle. It's not horrid. Oh, here we go. Where'd it go? Butterflies. Okay, I think this is where it goes on. But your speed is actually going to your speed in combat. Who goes first depends entirely upon the level of the monsters you're dealing with, or the power of the monsters you're dealing with, as well as the weight of your weapon. If you've got
ah,
a weapon that's too heavy for you, then you're going to have issues with being slow. So notice she has a speed stat here. Yeah, I think what was I doing with that?
yeah, I can see down below the
Yeah, who
shell.
goes first?
Yeah.
Who's actually got less speed, the monster or Cello here? But this is a strong female character with a really not great attitude. Actually, she doesn't want her pretty blonde hair turned into brown, so she's gonna go beat up the mean people.
That was her whole premise. Is
That's
she?
her entire premise. That's all there is. She's gonna save the world because she has nice pretty brown hair, or nice pretty blonde hair, and doesn't want it to get turned brown. That's it. That's all there is. There ain't no more. It's just the way she is.
You know what? That's. I think that's hilarious. I like
It is.
that.
It is actually kind of funny. I enjoyed it. And really, how much excuse do you need
Yeah,
for an
that's
RPG like that? The world is in danger. Go fix it. Well, do I have a personal motivation? If you want one, okay, I'm gonna go save my father. No, I don't want my hair turned brown. I like it blonde. Fuck off, evil bitch. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I get down in here, and it's not this fight. It's the next one because I actually toasted this thing right off. The butterflies are okay. Apparently okay with yeah. They don't like fire. I'm kind of wondering why. Considering it threw fire at me, the first time I ran into one threw fire at me.
oh. I mean, I suppose that's still the idea of like. I mean, you can
Oh,
throw.
there it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Oh my.
I tried to escape. Boom. One
Dang.
shot. Like I said, I got curb stomped. I admit to having gotten curb stomped. It's okay because I'm allowed to get curb stomped every once in a rare while. All right. So that's pretty much it for Magatama earrings. I like it. Uh, it I didn't run into any major bugs. The controls are you can use the gamepad or the keyboard. Given the state of the keyboard, I probably would stick with a controller. Those controls work pretty well. Other than that, pretty smooth little game. If you don't mind a basic premise and things going really evilly for you after a bit. So,
Ah, I think it looks pretty cute. I think I'd probably try it out a little bit.
yeah, I'm thinking, it was as far as I was concerned, it was worth it. All right, so that's it for me. Sorry about that. I covered one that I hadn't intended to because I was like, oh wow, I do have that footage. I should do. Oh, was I going to do that one? Oh no, I remember now. Okay. Anyway, so who's up for some green light?
Me.
We don't seem to have very many people in the chat right now, so it might not actually be worth it.
Oh, well,
Early,
actually, yeah. Last
so
one was Zach's turn.
well, Zach actually went off to go do his stream almost an hour ago.
Yeah, there was. It was just him. It was the last one who commented
Yeah,
on my.
well, geez, that's no fun. We did actually cover the big thing, the big problem I had with Greenlight, with recent Greenlight stop. So I don't suppose that's actually going to be a huge issue. Yeah, Metamorphic is $12.99, and Nagatama earrings I think is actually a bit less.
Yeah, it was just him. It was the last
Nagatama
one.
earrings is $7, and I think I'm pretty sure that's its regular price. So not a whole lot in terms of costs.
Fair enough. Actually, I can't see how many people are watching.
I can't either.
Oh,
I just assumed that it's usually my bet that if they want to talk to us, they'll talk to us, and if not, they won't.
fair enough. Just lurker us to death.
Well, there's lots of that. I've had people come through and lurk. I've had people come through and just kind of go, and I've had people that we've had long conversations sitting here on the stream. So,
Oh, that reminds me. One of the things that I wanted to get together with you was that I wanted to do some streams with Guns of Icarus.
okay.
Because I feel that Guns of Icarus has been running into a problem where it has basically flooded its own fan base with the wrong kind of people.
Oh,
They gave a bunch of YouTubers basically free run of their game. Basically, they were like, "Okay, here, you can all play," and they all made videos that they wanted to make, and it did bring in a lot of people. However, they were bringing in the wrong market. I think would be the best way to say it, because it's a team game, and the way that everybody else played it on their videos was just trying to show them having fun with it, and it just put the wrong idea in the heads of the people who came to it through them, which was a majority, and it really killed the community down. Though I think if we tried to show off what it's really meant for, then we could really do the community a lot of good. If you're up for it. Uh-oh. You muted yourself. Am I muted?
no, I'm good. Oh, well, okay. Apparently my...
Right.
Okay, you should... Everybody else can hear me.
Uh-oh. You muted yourself.
No, I'm good. All right. Well, okay. I think I'm back now. Okay, we're good.
Hold on, I'm on the stream listening to you.
So I hear. Okay, you should, everybody else can hear.
Hello?
Google Hangouts went squirrely. Is basically what that came down to.
So,
Can you hear me now?
Not good.
Well, I'm
you
not.
coming through?
Apparently, well, I'm still attached to the
I can't hear
screen.
you.
Huh?
Right.
Well, okay, I think I'm back now. Okay, we're good.
You're good? When you're in?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Because I'm still talking. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm on the stream listening to you.
So I hear.
Okay. Everybody else? Here.
Hello?
Google Hangout. All right, give me a second here. Let me just reload this here. Because apparently Google Hangouts decided it wanted to be retarded. All right, come on. Take you insane thing. And we will rejoin. Okay. All right. Maybe that's a little better. Or is it just being silly? All right. Is that okay? That's better. I see it now.
I can hear again.
Yay!
Hooray!
No, my Hangout decided it was going to play squirrely games. I'm the squirrel here. Damn it! You're not that Hangouts is not allowed to do that. I should shoot it. I should shoot Hangouts in the face for that. Bar. Okay.
Trying to steal your shtick.
Yeah. Trying to steal my shtick by being more of a squirrel than I am. Rar. Actually, the devs for Magatama earrings, I swear it was inspired by such classic JRPGs as Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior in Japan, and apparently they're a Japanese outfit.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, it's actually going to be short. It seems like it's going to be 5 to 7 hours to beat total. So,
Oh, that's not bad. It's a good length for a game, though. I mean,
well,
for
it's a good length for a $7 game.
You know what? That's completely fair.
I actually felt it. I thought it was. I thought it was worth it. I paid a lot less for it. I think I paid two. I think I gave $2 for it as part of a group of other things. Okay, so let's just begin the screen sharing again. I'll just go ahead and click on myself here so that everybody can see. And we are gonna let's have a look.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Okay. Click on there. All right. So, Brutal Warrior. That ought to be amusing.
I had to.
6 levels, 30 different enemies. Yeah, it looks like I beat them up.
Yeah.
Nature Survival Walking Sim. Okay, I'm good with that. This is the Steam Greenlight trailer for Bring Her Home. This is the announcement trailer, of course, because there's probably not another one. On a barren world ruined by a demon, a boy must rise and become a hero. Okay then. By saving his sister from another place and time. Oh, wow. God.
We should take my supplies first. I don't think
Um,
food and water on the trail.
We should take
Good
the
idea.
supply.
No reason to die of thirst out there.
Sam, so sorry.
For what? It's not your fault we're in this mess.
Losing a family to call your own, never knowing what joy it
Friend
was to
Sam.
travel, see the world, make new friends.
Who's Sam? Oh, the cat person.
It's a cat guy.
That's a chick.
Oh, that's a girl. What's up
Yeah.
with that? Okay, I thought he was supposed to be a boy.
Maybe that Sam is supposed to be your friend.
I don't know. That could extend. It could be that could be Sam your friend. I'm not sure about this. They're not actually selling this very well.
Yeah, this looks like it's not quite done.
I don't think this one's quite cooked enough yet.
Yeah,
And maybe you can bring her home. This needed to do. Yeah, I think they still need to do some cooking on this. This one here was put up here about 6-7 hours ago.
fair enough. I
But
mean,
their gameplay / announcement thing was not great. There's a lot of really murky, dark spots in here apparently, and I don't know. Their camera work to made me want to be ill. Um,
if they improve it a good little bit, because this looks like early alpha, like
I don't know if it's necessarily early alpha, but you might want to try and clean up that camera a little bit because that's going to get some people climbing the walls.
yeah,
It's a very thin premise, and you're going to want to work on the texture for the character model, Sam in particular.
yeah.
All right, let's see.
What's the orbital?
Orbital. All right, and here we have a Steam Greenlight trailer for Orbital. Okay, looks like kind of grainy film actually.
Yeah.
Orbitech.
Who is it supposed to be like a 50s? Oh,
Dystopia, yet humorous, What was that?
humoristic setting?
Humoristic fantasy.
Future
setting.
set.
What? Is that even a word? Did I miss something here? Is my dictionary been edited and I not know?
I think they meant just plain humorous.
I suppose they did mean, but that's not the issue.
It looks high quality. The camera work's not bad at all.
No, it's unfortunately it's also got that cutscene thing going on there. Oh wow, motion blur.
Yeah.
Again, looks like kind of your basic walking simulator thing.
Yeah. It's, I wonder if it's all going to be if that was all just pre-rendered cinematics.
I don't know, and if I can't answer that question, then I probably want to take it with a grain of salt. Description: Orbital is a short first-person sci-fi adventure game that takes place in Earth's orbit with a dystopian yet humorous setting. Now they actually got the right words.
Yeah. Double and triple check when you're writing text down. You will thank yourself later.
Yeah, people like me won't be able to hassle you about it.
Yeah.
The game has multiple endings and a variety of exotic locations. In Orbital, the player assumes the role of an inmate of undisclosed background who is completing the last few days of their sentence aboard a prison vessel that is owned by a clandestine quasi-governmental agency called Orbitech. During each playthrough, the player experiences the last few days of the prisoner's sentence in orbit. You just said that. The prisoner performs his daily routines on board the vessel and follows the orders of an Orbitech warden given through an intercom. That is, of course, if you choose to follow them. The missions vary greatly from general maintenance tasks to daring and valorous exploits. In between them, the player can explore the inmate module he's trapped in. The game has many varying endings with each playthrough, and the experience differs. Again, that's probably about the third time you've said that. Orbital's universe is futuristic yet anachronistic, and that's a different issue. That's something else. That's not the way
I have not encountered that word in a hot minute. I don't think that's even in my vocabulary.
Oh, it is actually a word.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I've heard it before, but I don't think I remember what it means.
No, it's yeah. I don't think that word means what he thinks it means. Floppy disks are still in use. Flight trajectories are displayed in ASCII graphics, and text adventure mini games abound. The game is humorous in tone, but has a solid, consistent atmosphere and a background story which can be sought out through exploration collectibles, just like Lost Journeys or computer logs. It's up to the player to determine how his sentence will end and explore a number of exotic locations on Earth or in orbit and even beyond. It may only a few days remain. Be sure to spend them wisely. VR supported. Chances are they were trying to show us the VR footage here. That motion blur just blew.
Well, overall, it looks really interesting.
It could be good. It could be really bad. And this is one of those fence jobs. As far as doing something other than what you were told to do, chances are the warden can just space your ass at a moment's notice. Probably not wise to piss him off.
Just jettison the inmate. I think they're probably going with like a Stanley Parable type ordeal.
I don't know if they're going through they're doing a Stanley Parable thing, or I don't even know.
Or maybe a beginner's guide type game.
I have not played the beginner's guide. It's one of those that I've been wanting to play. I've just never been able to put my hands on it.
I have not played it either. I know a little bit about it, but I've been trying to avoid anything about it because I do want to play it.
Well, we should probably get that at some point. Okay.
Agreed.
One more here before we start picking genres. Let's go with this one.
Another zombie.
This is the Steam Greenlight trailer for Made with Unity Personal Edition. Oh no, it's Breakspace Games. Oh no, Just Zombies. Okay, there we go. We got it now.
I do love that this is so very obviously a DayZ ripoff.
Right. Complete with the really bad textures and the model with the soggy knees.
Yep.
They're using all one model. We got all one model here for the zombies, which is really not helping. And
the zombie virus seems very, very popular with the same guy.
Dude, reload. What is that? Reload.
Infinite ammo. Actually, his ammo counter isn't even going down.
Yeah, it's probably a developer option. Yeah, that was kind of short. That's not the way you sell a game, though.
No, it is not. That was
good. Weapons wheel. You didn't show that in the trailer. Anybody that was just going to look at your trailer is going to go, "Oh, well, okay."
Yeah, there's only one map.
Just one map?
Yep. He has not showed a single other area. It's all the same area.
It's actually not even a very big area. It looks like just waves of zombies. All the same zombie, mind you, coming at you.
Yeah.
Over and over and over and over and over again.
So you get pistol, AK, and knife.
Well, that's the ones we have in this. Yeah, a pistol, an AK, and some sort of an assault rifle and a knife. But there's probably others. That looks like
you can kind of see an outline.
There's a rocket launcher.
Sniper rifle.
Looks like a sniper rifle there. There's nothing in that block. That's a shotgun. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Probably a hand grenade or something. Okay. I can't tell though.
Description: Just Zombies will be a multiplayer Zerg Rush shooter that will be available on Steam Marketplace for PC, Macs, and Linux platforms. Player skill, that apostrophe is in the wrong spot, will be tested by having them fight through hordes of zombies that will be coming in infinite waves that will vary some in speed, damage, and toughness. A diverse arsenal, large map, and cooperative multiplayer capabilities will allow players to develop different strategies to survive in our game and go for glory in our game's zombie-killing universe. We could describe the game as best we could, but nothing can beat being able to play some of it and see how our game will feel. So we've been working on a demo for everyone to download from Dropbox. There'll be separate download links for PC and Mac, and obviously those are already up because they're right there. And the Linux file will be available soon. There's a lot of work to be done to improve upon the game, but we're at the point with the demo where it gives you a good sample of what the full game will be like. We'd love to hear your feedback on the game from everyone that would like to give it, and we'll direct most of it to the comments of the download page. And of course, they've got a Kickstarter here.
Of course.
Resolver just another in an endless string of OG generic zombie shooters. Actually, if we're being honest, it sounds like Killing Floor with less maps.
Yeah. Yeah, it honestly does.
Someone should make a game where the protagonist is desperately trying to escape a horde of basically identical zombies. Wait, no one should do that. Forget on extend anything. Well, watch the video on this game is even worse than the screenshots let on. Also, while I know there's value in taking feedback from your audience, maybe don't be so goddamn lazy you're asking them to come up with a basic game design for you.
Ooh.
If you want to make a zombie game, you need to make it different and interesting so it stands out from the hordes of derivative crap we've been flooded with. If you can manage that, you can swing my vote. Well, that you need to be 100% funded. All right, so this
it's 0% funded at the
yeah,
moment.
he's got 29 days to go. We don't even know how much are they even asking for. $10,000 they want to build this out. And I'm thinking, yeah, maybe not.
No.
Zerg Rush shooter game. And that video is probably the same one that's on green. That's on green light. But we'll look. We'll entertain them as soon as I turn the sound off. Brick Space Games, Just Zombies. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, it's the same one. It's exactly the same one.
This looks like a stock asset too for the zombies and for the.
I'm pretty sure they are. Because that's certainly what they look like. That might even be the basic soldier. Yeah, we're just watching the same shit again now. We're not gonna. I'm not doing this. So that is the Kickstarter for the game Just Zombies. They need 10 grand, and right now they're not doing very well. So if you like this, then maybe you go visit them. If you're like me and don't, then you probably want to leave off. All right. So give me a genre. Somebody give me a genre. Doesn't matter who. Come on. Somebody's got to do it. There's a list right there on the right-hand side. Just
Do I count?
What? Yes, you count.
Do I count?
Yes, you count.
Okay. Oh no. Let me think. Let's go horror. I feel like today should be terrifying.
Okay.
What we've already seen something that's pretty scary, but let's see.
All right. There's just zombies, of course.
The Escape Hero Brine.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
The Janitor.
This is a Steam Greenlight trailer for The Janitor, complete with Horrid Torch. Right. This is where you will never feel safe. You're in an asylum, forced to see things, and only one exit. Except it.
Yeah. Okay. Could they stop flashing it so?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, we don't do this. Here's sneak preview gameplay. This is an early build of the game. I admit that that's the Grand Theft Auto, uh, the Grand Theft Auto font there. Gotta love
Yeah,
it.
that was Liberty City.
Was it? Let's see. I just know that I've seen it on Grand Theft Auto games. Uh-huh. Word torch. This is actually the gameplay footage he started with. Note, please, how he's holding that flashlight up here in his hand.
Oh, I thought that was like a crowbar or something for a second.
Well, actually, that is the way police and military are trained to do that. So you're a janitor with either police or military training, holding a flashlight, like you're getting ready to use it for a club. Oh, there's a zombie. It moved. Why are you going towards it? That seems like a really unintelligent thing to do there, pal. Come on, you can do better than this. Well, you turned your flashlight. Now you're going to turn the flashlight back on. You know where he went. It's broken. You need to fix it. You're the janitor. Go fix it. Oh, wait. That's the maintenance guy. What the hell's your trip? Okay. Up the stairs. This is probably not where you want to go. There's a bed in the hallway. Of course.
Like, I keep seeing like these black outlines of what I think must be like the enemies, but they don't seem to be trying to get at him at all.
It's generally just the way they like made it all murky. See, there's one there moving around.
That was the same one.
Okay. They may not actually be able to see him at this range. Oh, it's coming this way. It's coming this way. Oh, no, maybe it turn around. No. But it is actually moving on about it. It's going on about its business. Let's have a look. Let's see. You turn the flashlight back on. The zombie's going to be rushing around the corner here just a moment. Oh, there he goes. Okay, so that's actually on a patrol. We're just going to leave hospital beds lying around, as you do.
Of course.
Let's see.
They said an asylum, right?
Yeah. All right, it's a little window you can see the zombie through. The zombie's headed your way. What are you going to do? You going to try and hide? Or are you going to turn your flashlight on and wait for it to come through the damn door?
You gotta have a jump scare.
Probably will be. Oh, there it goes. Your job is to avoid the zombie, not actually get eaten by it. Yeah, it's on it. That's definitely on a strict path. It's not sandboxing. It's just actually it's wandering along a set path, which means the game will be once you figured out figured all the zombies pathing, the game will continue to be utterly predictable
and no longer replayable.
Kill me.
Yes, please.
Unless you've been away for 6 or 8 or 12 months, and then go back and go, oh, what is that? Is that okay? That looks like a meal tray or a meal.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was probably the most boring gameplay I think I've seen.
Oh, there's a zombie. Look, zombie. All right.
What is it?
It's just a zombie looking thing wandering around with glowy eyes. That's all. These are all going to be shots from the trailer. Yeah, here's a sparking box that you leave just kind of sparking in the middle of the night because reasons. Okay. Yep.
Lovecraft Tales. That seems.
All right.
It's Lovecraft Tales got under it.
No.
Quite crafty.
We looked at Mind's Eyes last week. Dark Eden Cataclysm. Ooh, the real RPG game. All right, let's have a look. You quit that. Okay, Soft On Entertainment. GameandGame.com's workshop. Okay, we got some. Looks like some concept art. No life king, no life kings abandoned, etc. The vampires. This is in English and Korean, so it could be anything.
Yeah.
Ousters, guidance, the guidance of Mother Nature. And I'm not sure if this is what it's supposed to be. Is this an MMO or because it only says RPG and horror?
It doesn't look like it's a horror. But it doesn't look very scary.
It looks like It looks like a an RTS. It's very much like an RTS.
Actually, it might. It's if it's not an RTS, I would say it's kind of like a Diablo 2-esque game.
It's got more of that Ultima. It's actually got an almost Ultima Online feel. It doesn't. I'm not. See, here's the thing. It's even an expansion for an existing game. So,
Oh,
Dark Eden Cataclysm. This is all. This is all going to be concept art. Here's
Yeah.
some actual screenshots.
players multiplayer. So yeah, you're right. It is probably an MMO.
But why wouldn't they have put an MMO tag on it? Their links are on Facebook. Dark Eden, the real RPG game, will provide you with a new experience you did not have from the other games before. Welcome to the world of Dark Eden, themed in vampire, which is differentiated from the typical fantasy world. Dark Eden is an online game featured with vampire which sucks blood in the near future. Dark Eden is the story about the war between three races, including Vampire Slayer and Ousters, for possessing the Bible of Blood to survive in Eslania, which is a virtual country in Europe. Sorry, I should be more clear. Come enjoy the large-scale war and guild war between vampires who are dreaming of the eternal proliferation of their race through the Bible of Blood, Slayers who are seeking for the Bible of Blood to prevent ruin of human being, and Ousters who are trying to return to be human again. You are the one who will win in the chaotic world of Dark Eden within the fierce battle between the three races. Okay. You know what?
I guess the reason that Korean's the other language is on there is because that must be their language.
Yeah, that's probably where it was. It was probably made in Korea, but this looks like it's actually an expansion and not the original game, which I find amusing.
Fair enough.
Day of the Trumplings? No. Yeah. Okay.
I think we've already burned through just about all the horror.
Yeah, we haven't burned through all the horror, but we've burned through all the horror that I'm really interested in dealing with. Okay, I'll give you one more. One more.
School Legend.
This is a Scene Greenlight trailer for School Legend. So why did I go to the school at night? It was Valentine's Day. Huh? I don't know why that makes any difference there, lady. You could have given him directly. Did you have to leave it at his locker? Oh, great. I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed. Why?
Senpai.
Notice me, senpai? Bo young, 16 female, introverted. I think I've actually seen this elsewhere. And the buildings all moved? You'd think you would have noticed the buildings were all moved. You'll be in trouble if you're lying to me. I'm not lying.
Is this starting off in Korean and then changing into English?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, and they need to work on their texturing. Parental advisory explicit content. Is that for violence, what you would expect in video games, or did you strip for the guy? Not much, not really a whole lot here. 3 minutes and 41. Jiwoo. All right, hold on. Let's go have a look at the description for a second. Yes, it's in Unity. Sorry. Sari? Through the woods, and he gave me a revelation. I had no idea how to approach this, and Through the Woods guy shed some light on me. Okay. So we got Markiplier and PewDiePie. Showed this one off.
This game?
Yeah, or showed off something that encouraged them. Through the Woods, it was. This is the story of a high school girl named Bo Young who goes back to school to leave her chocolate for her senpai.
I knew it. I knew it was a weeb thing.
Notice me, senpai? Yeah. And it was created by somebody called Protein Beer. Yeah. I think I'm just going to take a pass now. Alright, I don't even think we're going to finish that. Let's declick horror. And I'll take the RPGs this time. Nope, here we go.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. This is a Steam Greenlight trailer for Shenanigans. Looks like Wasteland. Yep, looks very much like Wasteland. I sit here when I eat or when I cry. Or when I cry while eating. Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist yet? Oh, this was done in RPG Maker.
This is
definitely RPG Maker.
I think there's a penis on that bald guy's head.
I don't know.
Like in the picture on the right?
Yeah, there is, actually. Sketched in there. Probably one of the pranks the guy pulled.
Fair enough.
Okay. Saying you know how to prank?
Oh, yep, there we go. There's the penis on his head.
Mm-hmm. Okay then. Sure. RPG Maker game of Doom. With a graphical style that just really doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
It's got that whole retro 90s wasteland sort of feel to it. And yeah, it looks like it does look like it. However, they avoided the whole combat thing and went for straight story. And a tiny bit of the racism. Yeah. Why the black guy cross the bridge? Okay. Yeah. Sure. I suppose. All right.
It seems something they're trying to get for cheap laughs.
Yeah, well, I'm not laughing. How about you?
Nah.
Okay. Light purple tunar. Oh, this looks like it's Brazilian. Yeah, it's Brazilian. So there's probably not going to be an epic trailer for an RPG Maker game.
There we go.
Outstanding.
Something friend. I saw Amiga.
Yeah, female friend.
Okay.
This is where what Catherine, because she actually speaks Portuguese.
Fair enough. I speak Southern. I don't really have anything other than English under my belt.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of French and some Japanese, and just a small sliver of German.
of all of the languages I have learned, I know how to say one phrase in like two of them, and it's in Spanish. It's "Tengo leche en mis zapatos," and in I swear I remember the German one. Hold on. Ich habe Milch in meinen Schuhen.
You have milk in something?
I have milk in my shoes.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I got too.
I got milk and shoes out of those. I'm like, what does milk have to do with shoes?
He's got milk in the shoes. Uh-huh. Yeah,
It's
I'm
the only
I'm not
phrase I
getting it.
know, and I'm not sure why it's the only phrase I know, other than it's something that apparently a friend of my dad's used to always say to the guys who'd come up to Home Depot and could barely speak English. uh, he, he knew a little bit of Spanish, and he would always just throw that out there to see the reactions he got.
That's good milk.
All right. This is Anime Studio Simulator. As visual noveler, apparently that's an engine. Presents, so no, that's actually the company that made it. Anime Studio Simulator. It's where you're going to make anime. Can we make dirty anime?
Really?
Is this just a dating sim?
I don't not. Apparently, you have to deal with the. It seems like you would have to deal with the realities of a managing stats and relationships with various peoples, getting them to actually work on shit. Two girls or it looks like three girls and the guy. So, four girls. There's a fourth girl. Deadline, stress, limited funds. Can you overcome the obstacles in making an anime series? Could he? Probably maybe. Am I likely to try this stunt? Yeah, I might actually. Asking all the questions.
Genuinely doesn't get that bad.
And Yukari is actually your main character.
Oh, so he plays one of the girls.
Who plays one of the girls, not the guy. Yukari is our director, and they're 61% through on what looks like to be about $3,000 and 25 days to go on their Kickstarter. So it's a fairly good bet they'll actually make that.
Okay, this actually looks decently good.
It could be. And they have a demo, which is even better. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go push over their demo here real quick. There's a clicky there. Okay, and we will have a look at that here later. Oh, okay, Shunsuke, who is the writer. So I'm probably going to have to hassle him the most because I know what the hell writing's about. Okay. Not much of a role-playing game, but it makes a really interesting little sim.
Fair enough.
So maybe I'll do that, and maybe I won't. Let's see. That is a mobile port. Okay. One more here. Go ahead and pick there.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yep.
Strategy. It's been the theme of my games thus far tonight. Let's go with that.
Okay. Become the king you were meant to be. Nope. That untraveled world. There we go. This could be interesting. This is the trailer for That Untraveled World, whatever that means. Your explorer comes from many backgrounds and have different motives. Some come to gain knowledge, others seek fame and wealth. Which will you be? You get to pick one. Apparently. Charles Darwin versus William the Conqueror. Who's going to get there first? Or somebody. I'm not even sure who that was. It was William somebody.
I don't think it's William the Conqueror.
Probably not.
I think that's his portrait right up there. Oh, I see. So it's like a
William Clark is who that is.
ah. So it's like a travel management game. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, it's getting pretty late where I'm at.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I'm gonna fold this up here in a little bit. And I'm gonna take about an hour and a half break, and maybe I'll come back with the with Squirrel Play live tonight. Although right now I'm running down real hard, I might actually skip it tonight. If I skip it tonight, I'll try and do a stream sometime this weekend.
Okay. Yeah, it's 1:35 where I'm at.
Yeah, it's almost midnight here, and I haven't been sleeping very well anyway. So, all right, yeah, I'm bored. How about you?
Extremely. It looks like a really low res painting for the background. Management games are almost always really boring to me.
Uh,
Doesn't look. It really, honestly, just looks downright.
it's 6 minutes worth of trailer. And yeah, no. They're gonna go through probably most of a mission like this. All right.
Yeah.
And one more. So we actually find something that isn't horrid.
Are we looking for good or bad? I can't tell.
We're not looking. It doesn't seem we're finding a lot of good, regardless of whether we're looking for good or bad.
You know, that's
Pocket Cult. Let's try that. All right, and here we go. Pocket Cult, and I think I've actually seen that background artwork. Evil
Yeah.
Gods Need You.
I know what this is. This is flat out just a mobile port.
Yeah, probably. It looks the part. That's for damn sure. Little boats moving in and around here. Beware the Inquisition. They were their own problem. Pocket Cult, and I think, yep, that's it.
What's with these dinky little trailers they've got?
Well, you got to get the idea. This is your elevator pitch, guys. And if the elevator pitch is making your audience want to go, okay, well, we'll work next.
Yeah. Need something to catch somebody's attention, really.
Then you surrogates need to actually figure out what you're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah. I don't even know what you're supposed to be doing in this.
Okay, they're gonna. Let's see. Major between the Congregate demo and a full Steam and a future Steam version of the game.
Game on Congregate. Okay. I get it. It's a lot like, yeah, it's on Congregate. Like the old. Remember whenever Flash games got super freaking popular?
Yeah. I remember it clearly.
Congregate was one of the big ones, like right alongside Armor games.
Yeah.
I think they're the ones who made the like a lot of Gladiator games at the time. Did a lot of really cool games. Now they're just sort of You have to like pay to get into the website, and it's a membership site now.
Well, on the plus side, they are taking the microtransactions out. So I suppose that's not. So I suppose it's not all bad.
Yeah.
That's actually something that's actually something that is appreciated. It says they were last online 117 days ago. But they posted this game But they posted this game officially yesterday.
God damn it.
So
Actually, the one in the middle says 26 hours ago that they were on.
Please stay off my feet.
there's one there. Hitman Web was on.
Stop.
26 hours 3 minutes ago. And Swiston was on 10 hours and 58 minutes ago. So this one here is probably the one that actually posted it. These two were credited, and this is the actual game studio. And this one here is one of their users that helped them.
Most likely.
Okay. Posted on the 6th of July and updated at 1:44 a.m. on the 7th. So that's pretty much where we're at with that. All right. Anyway, I think that's pretty much just for tonight. You got everybody that decided to drop in and lurk. Thanks for dropping in. Don't forget, you can always do the whole like, subscribe, comment thing. We really do appreciate it. And from the crew here to all of you guys, thanks for joining us. All right.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yep. Okay. So, any last words for you there, Mr. Monkey Man?
Not particularly. I could probably shamelessly promote my my YouTube channel, but other than that, there's really not anything.
I'll see what I can do about getting you a link at the bottom of the description. If you like what we're doing, you want to support us, those links are always going to be down there in the bottom of the description. Feel free to make use and abuse of them. Every little bit helps, promise, folks. We're actually running into some major issues here, and like I said, every little bit. So we will be back next week. I think Mellow is supposed to be back next week. He's at a concert this week.
You won't be able to hear my my jazz radio host voice. That is, as it is called.
Yep. All right. With that, stay safe, stay sane, and let's make games fun again.
Bye-bye.